Hey, welcome in. I go by the Holy Cow. Thank you so much for checking in with me. We are doing in April. I mean, we just have this insane astrology this week. It's kind of like once in a fucking blue moon ass lineup, a racket of a new beginning with all of these 7 planets in Aries and just so much about this really revolution, this fire blazing revolution. And so I don't, this is not your like month breakdown. It is genuinely spiritual guidance for the zodiac specific sign that I'm reading for. You obviously know who you are before I do. What I usually do is I put the remaining zodiac signs, they're all like folded up on little pieces of paper, and I just like shuffle and I grab one so that you know, like, as deep as the message is, you will always remember when you log off, like, she literally didn't even know she was gonna do that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she literally just picked this shit live. So you literally know who this is. I don't know right now. So, but yeah, we're just gonna do April energetics and see what God has for us. I think that would be the one. You kind of jumped out. I think you like separated yourself. I feel like you like jumped out and like separated yourself from the group, and that's why you got selected. Whoa. Yes. So Geminis, what's up, team? Let's motherfucking talk about these motherfuckers for a second. I'm so excited for us. I think that is genuinely the message right now is like, Gemini, there's something that you have been historically, I mean, I think you're just historically known for this. You just always step out your neck. You just always are the person that's not afraid to fucking leave the crowd or leave the cattle or leave the herd and do whatever the fuck you think you need to do. Because to be honest, Gemini, most of the time we look at these bitches and we're like, I would maybe follow your influence, but you're actually stupid. Like, you know what I mean? Because we're the intellectuals. So like a lot of times when you don't follow the crowd, it's because you actually have a smarter, better path. And I just think right now you might be getting a lot of phenomenal payback from the universe because of the fact that you did something that kind of made it look, I'm almost getting words like rebellious, revolutionary, or kind of just, it could have even been deeply hated or in some ways. But Gemini, it was like, I think you learned what pays off in the end is individuation. So I just feel like all these 7 planets in Aries are really going to support you because you really have a propensity for that. You really understand that. It's like the bitches who end up the richest, like Gemini's going to tell you, it's like, you do have to be able to separate yourself from the pack though. You have to, because there can be a big concentration of a lot of people with a similar talent. And so 90% of the time it is kind of the luck of like the scenario, the call, and like the environment. And so sometimes when people are trying to navigate receiving or being chosen or like, you know, having something identify with itself, you have to be able to be singular. You have to not be afraid to be by yourself. And I think that's like really something that I just feel like your alone time has really separated you from the pack. And I feel like the connotation that God is having when they talk about the pack is like the pack is somewhere that you wouldn't want to be, you know, because it could be a fine thing to be like the majority, but like right now what I'm getting is that like the things that you, because I feel like it was a context, it was like when you did the leap, when you individuated from the pack, it wasn't favored. People didn't love it. People weren't thrilled about it. People probably hated you is what I'm really hearing for doing it. Only in the end for people to realize that you are actually really connected to God because God told you to separate from that pack. And that's why, even if what you did to separate was shady, crazy, weird, bad, like, even if it had some, like, negative polarity, people can see now God asked you to do that. Because sometimes God asks you to do something like die to self, which means you're going to have to ruin your life. You, like, sometimes, for example, a great, yay, if you're watching this, love you, brother, but a great example of this exactly, right? So people do not understand. So godless people are going to be like, what the fuck is wrong with Kanye West? Why is he going on the internet being anti-Semitic? Why is he a Republican? Why is he this? Why is he crazy? Why is he fucking tweet? You girls don't understand. This is why a lot of you have bad karma right now, because a lot of y'all were really trying to push this human to behave differently, to act differently, to show up differently, to make, I guess, you more comfortable, because I guess you guys thought you were in danger. But you guys need to really relax about what conversations are dangerous and which ones aren't, okay? You understand? You guys act like you've never heard a clock start talking before, okay? Y'all let y'all daddies and mamas run their mouth all day knowing they boomers, so I don't even know what it's about with these guys on the internet who, they're not political figures. They don't have access to the military. They're not really anything. They're not being taken more seriously. They're in the arts and entertainment space. I don't think we need to be too pressed about what somebody who's only ever been in the arts and entertainment business and has only ever had to really just rely on communicating who and what they are, to really actually have jurisdiction. Because again, when we talk about like things like anti-Semitism, it's like a lot of you girls are crazy and anti-Jewish. Want to know why? Because anytime we're having conversations that have to do with that, we need to be centering the perspective of like keeping the Jewish community safe. I think a lot of times we're just talking and politicizing human lives and speaking over and being like, you're fucking disgusting and you're crazy. But it's like, we in 2026, as crazy as the world is, the fascism that exists is not covert. Like, you're not actually going to be able to go put a slave shackle on someone and enslave someone. Like in America, you will go to jail if you murder someone. There's not like, no politician can just like pioneer some crazy stuff. So that's why all these other girls do all of these things to funnel things. But what I'm saying from a spiritual lens is, there are times when God is going to be like, I need you to undo the reputation you built up. Because what if God was holding Ye accountable for being a false God in all of you's lives? You guys are like, I want the old Kanye. And God's like, I don't want the old Kanye, because you used to idolize him. And that kept you from praying to me. That kept you from asking me anything. And so when Kanye was palpable and just nothing but a pure, non-polarizing creative genius who hadn't gone through anything that could put his behavior in a sort of response, it was all great. You guys were all copacetic. But you see where the whole PC bullshit culture comes from, because you girls aren't getting to the root of anything. I was very thrilled to see Kanye West self-destruct, because that means his higher self is the one who is saying rhetoric that he knows will destroy whatever the old image was, because it seems as though sometimes God needs a new and truer you to step forward. And so now people are wondering, and I think you guys are spinning the narrative incorrectly, because it's like, and this is us, Gemini, this is what we went through, so great example because I read it. But it's like, yeah, people didn't understand you were on assignment to destroy your life, because God wants you to get your new life if you couldn't tell. You know what I mean? And so don't let these haters play you too much, because a lot of the people that hate you for even trying to be something better and different than what you were, it's going to take getting from here to there. But if you're trying to do that in general, you have to let go of what was in order for the new form to take shape. So all of that to say, but then look at how people are saying, and then they end up at the antiquated, like, oh, you can, if you're a genius, you just don't get canceled. That's not it at all, actually. You will get whatever God promises you in the end if you do what God asks you to do. So if God is like, I need you to humble yourself and close down that image, then you humble yourself, you close down the image. Do you get what I'm saying? You humble yourself and you destroy the idea of you in everyone's head, because that is Age of the Aquarian. I'm very glad that Kanye showed us all the parts of his personality that wouldn't make him a household name, that wouldn't make him someone we want to do anything to, because we don't need to do more than what we need to do more with. You drop an album, we engage it, we let it affect and let God work through it for what it is. But beyond that, the dynamics of holding on. So Gemini, I also just feel like the possessiveness of you, or the possessiveness, or people feeling like you have some social responsibility off some dumb shit. And really, God already freed us in our mind from day one in this bitch. I don't know what you girls are thinking this was, but when has a Gemini ever died for you girls? Never. So I just feel like that. I feel like we went through our Ye era, right? Ye must be born again. He was getting those commands. And then as soon as that happened, there was all this stuff that was like destroying the Kanye that we knew in our head. But this is where I feel like, Gemini, you are trying to tell people, you guys want me to go back to what it was. Y'all were trying to stop me from going forward. And what if I come out with some truth about what I was on back then to bring clarity that y'all are actually the demons, because y'all celebrate and uplift and you want me to be a dark version of myself? Because sometimes people think like, and that's what I'm saying, you guys have to be able to listen for the truth, right? Like, people need to be able to listen to your truth, because the truth is not, it can be true that the Holocaust took place. You see what I'm saying? But a lot of you girls are just getting mad that like the truth is what it is, right? And so again, even with Kanye West, it is more important to tell the truth. If you're a bigot and you're in a bigot era, would it have been better for him to have this polarizing and almost active, disposition on certain groups of people and rhetoric and actually just go like out and, go to the PTA and be around Calabasas and be around all these bitches and act like that doesn't happen? That's that sundown town behavior. So again, Gemini, it's like you got out of that era where it's like, I'm not two faces, it's actually one face. It's conjoined twins, okay? It's not two separate bitches. We're in one body. And so that's what I feel like we were pioneering, that we were really being like, well, sometimes what do you like? I genuinely have that. Like, for anybody who's not a Gemini right now and is like always looking at us like, what the fuck? It's like, well, how do you think God is supposed to give you the instructions when it's time to destroy something? Like, when God is literally like, I need you to play the villain. It's just about soul's evolution. Truly it is. Truly it is. We're supposed to be sticky and tackling and wrestling with the reality. We're supposed to be messy and just, right? So many of us are kind of in that feeling where it's like, I bet you it was on no one's 2026 bingo card that like the general public would be selling out a Kanye West arena, right? No one, like bitches would not say that was going to happen in 2026. Literally like before 2025 ended. They weren't, you know? And again, it's like we almost, and it's kind of something that I really applauded Ye about, which is like, you can tell he really is, there's fundamental shifts taking and occurring right now, because there's also a deep awareness about not minimizing what you were going through. So even if on the surface level, Gemini, people see you going through an experience that represents what the cycle really is, like for me, my home was there the last 3 years, yow, right? But really that was a part of a bigger cycle. So again, I just feel like, you know, when I want to review and reflect on why I had to go through what I had to go through during my, you know, onset voluntary Saturn return situation, for me, it kind of always comes back to this experience where it's just like, well, at the end of the day though, it was a bigger, I wouldn't just be like, I'm so like right now, for example, and it's something that I'm kind of dealing with, like, because today is my brother's birthday, and you know, I'm dealing with the reality that it's like, I live in a metaphysical universe, and so I've gotten really great at realizing that we're always in communication, and that sometimes iPhones are extremely abusive because you can develop a subconscious belief that you're not reaching people, when in actuality you never turn it off. Like, I can talk to my brother right now, I can tap into his feelings right now, and that may be a me thing, but we are truly all connected to each other. So like, your pulse on things and the people that are really for you, you have the pulse on it. So I feel like there's like parts of things where it's like, you know, when someone's birthday comes around and yet the relationship is just like naturally where it is, it's like, I don't like to be fraudulent, I don't like to do this, you know, I don't like to do that. But I think like, you know, if I could say like where we're at, and I feel like you guys just get me, because I'm trying to explain like the flightiness of like what this has all been, but it's like, we've really been giving ourselves dignity, because we don't even, when Gemini evolves their understanding at an intellectual level, they know not to identify the initiation like as like that's why a lot of people read maybe Ye's words about like his awareness that like his mental health and like what illnesses he currently like actively has, when he's doing the accurate reflection on like that, maybe that illness is responsible for bringing onset like, you know, fragmented aspects of myself to the fore. It put it in the, you know, whatever. So when he's doing that reflection, I do just think though, it's like, so many people are like, what the fuck is this? And this is so disingenuous, and this is just so blah, 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 blah. But also at the same time, it's like that, like the anti-Semitism is like the trigger bait word on the internet type of thing. Like that's the thing that people want to see. But like, no one's going to be like, this is what I'm saying, you girls. It's like, you girls, like, you're the type of people, like, thank God y'all aren't doctors. And I'm not talking to you, Gemini. I'm talking to the girls who aren't Gemini right now. It's like, thank God you girls aren't doctors, because you're the type of bitches to be like this, you know, when people say like, it sucks so bad when you have a medical professional who like diagnoses you too lightly. So they're super eager to just be like, yep, that's what's wrong, and we got it, and we got you the medicine for it. And it's actually like a way deeper underlying issue. Like maybe your kidneys are failing because you actually have like foot cancer and you didn't even know. It's like that. And I feel like with Kanye West, even there's a lot of people who don't really know much about him either. It's something he's really also bringing to light. I feel like Geminis, that's what you're embodying right now. It's like people don't really know your story either. Like you're so big that people, like you're a household name, but then they actually aren't really that close to it. So you've been doing a lot of the carrying of that weight, where it's like, I can also just see how many people like really don't know that much about Kanye West, or just like in general, like there was a I would say it's very new to do the biography attached with the artist. There are always the artistic people in the world who like, that's what they want to do. But I would say the majority of people don't attach the artist and the art. So most people, even in the past, like even when it's their favorite artist, they don't always really know like where they came from or what they were doing when they made that album, or why they made it that way, or like, oh, did you know like this song is about that? Like there are people, obviously there's like that, you know, but I feel that way. And so I feel like one thing I noticed is I was like, yeah, people don't really even know, like they know Kanye West, but they really probably only engage with the finished product. They don't really know like his like actual story. Because I was like, if you actually know Kanye West as a person's regular story, like where he's at is not even weird. Like I'm gonna tell you, he's just as anti-Semitic as like any black man I've ever met, or he's just as, you know, racist or bigoted as literally the way that I don't know any contemporary like old head nigga is on. Like I don't really see, because most old head niggas, if you try to ask them any contemporary to, you know, adjudicate any contemporary issue, I mean, they're gonna say some fucking unevolved shit. They're just gonna say like some weird shit. They're not gonna, you know, like there's, you know, like let's not act like we don't get at the table with our parents and be like, oh Jesus Christ, mom, please don't say that. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's not like, not everybody's bust like that, because a lot of these older generations, they just you know, they're still living under slavery and they still think that there was a retirement plan to get ready for, and that sucks, because as long as you are speaking over your life that like your body expires and that it'll like disintegrate by the end of it, then like I guess, I mean, death is just when the heart stops beating. It doesn't even have to be that your shit's busted. Like, you don't have to look fucked up. You don't have to be fucked up. You don't have to feel fucked up to transition. You know what I'm saying? That's what Bailey taught me. Like, she's a gangster. Like, we didn't even know. She's dropped dead. That's my type. That's my bitch. My dog left. Like, my dog. It's my best fucking friend. Because she know how. She knows. She did that for me. She was like, girl, I know what you want me to do when it's time for me to go. Don't cry. Don't fight. Don't argue. Just what up, you know what I mean? Like, my dog really was just like, I'ma die for real, and she literally just died. Like, I was like, bitch, what the fuck? I was cussing my dog out, brother. So what the fuck are you doing, Bailey? I was so mad at her. So anyways, but you guys follow me. We haven't even gotten any cards out, but I feel that way. I feel like we as Geminis, we need to really support each other. You know what I mean? We need to support each other, because a war against one is a war against all for us, you know? And we're doing the duality thing, okay? We're doing the duality thing. But I feel like Gemini Collective holds the narrative right now that God is gonna ask you to build and destroy in this life, yeah. So you can keep hating Gemini because one of the bitches is a builder and one's a destroyer. And maybe you got the destroyer. But what Gemini's here to tell you is, baby, you're Geminian too. Yes, duality touches and plagues your life too. Okay, so you got on the internet today and I'm a fascist, and that's what you wanted to say about me. Because you know why I'm a real gangster? Because I show it all. I show you guys my polished, my unpolished, my busty meat, my mess ups, my fuck ups, my uglies, my pretties. I show you because I know I'm mouthy. I know I'm a mouthy motherfucker. I know one thing I'm gonna love to do is be like, man, you dumbass slave owner motherfucker. I'm gonna do it. But the way I keep myself in balance is that I'm like, I give everyone fair game to call me, but no one will ever step to me. No one's ever gonna step to you, Gemini, and call you a slave owner. Why? Because you account for your shit. When people look at your legacy, they just say loose shit. Like, they're gonna say their assumptive shit. But then it's like, Gemini's gonna genuinely ask you, like, okay, let's go band for band. Let's talk about what it was and what it wasn't. Let's talk about what it was and what it wasn't. Because like I said, some of you guys are realizing like you are the underbelly of judgment. There is nothing to judge, because like I said, when I'm looking at your human life and when I'm doing my human development work that I do, which is a big part of my studio, developing humans, right? Part of what I have to really look at and the patterns that I have to really understand is like, when you're working with humans, first off, get the fuck out of the industry if you actually hate people. So many more people hate people than they even want to say. I'm always very transparent about like the aspects of people that I really just have no faith in and that I can't stand, because I really want people to understand why my heart is in developing out the common person to be something more, to be something exemplary, because God damn it, we've got to, you know what I mean? And so I feel this deep sense of there isn't anything to judge, because sometimes people have built shit in their life that isn't good. You know what I'm saying? That God might be like, I don't want you to do this anymore. And so you might be looking, because of linear time and our matrix system that's trying to really, the problem with the matrix, it's almost like the audio lines, like it's not picking up all of the channels of audio. So like, you say you've composed some song and it has all these layered aspects within the track, and it's like 80% of it is like dropped out, like, so you're kind of just getting this like distorted kind of sounds. Like, that's the matrix, because it's like everything's happening, you're in the real world, you're getting all the you're around and surrounded by the divine, but it's like you don't hear the divine, because like they just teach you to just like unplug all of these aspects of the whole noise. So you're just getting like certain lines, certain instruments, and it's not. And so a lot of people walk around without feeling like they feel the full spectrum of life. And I feel like Gemini, we did that, girls. We are bringing back experience. Yes, the fuck we did. Yeah, we are. We're making people feel shit again. But how do you make people feel shit again? You guys can't be happy all the time. You can't be one way all the time. If there's nothing else, a Gemini right now, they're not even using themselves as an example. They are a flawed human. I think every Gemini is like, I'm a flawed human. I'm just in a school of life. Am I not? I thought we were in a classroom. Because I feel like, Gemini, you're looking at people like, I thought we were in a classroom. I'm sorry. We all don't know what the curricula is, right? There's one teacher, creator prime source. We're all students. We all just got handed out day one of the lesson plan. So I'm sorry, why the fuck are all of y'all coming for me because I don't know the answer? Or even because I messed up. Like, I tried to solve the whatever the curriculum was offering and I didn't do well. Okay, but you see where you really God favored you, Gemini, because you may have been making lethal mistakes. You may have been fucking up the whole way. But the thing that you weren't doing was judging other people along the way. And that is where you separated yourself. Because you have your karma, you're not perfect, you understand that. You don't even really, Geminis are the best people with critiques. That's the other thing. It's like, Geminis actually, like, they don't even, people hate that about Geminis. That's what I'm saying. Again, you want to start a beef with a Gemini, I mean, it's just going to kind of annoy you because it's almost like somebody whose battery life is just like, you could have like obliterated them and you would be like so frustrated because a Gemini is like, there's no good and bad. So like, you could be trying to do something so bad to a Gemini to where you want to win the war over them, and then they're just like, there's no sides. So then you're like, this motherfucker is just insane, and they just want like academic play, like they just want to play in academia. Like, that's a Gemini. And so I just feel that way. I just feel like you're like, that is really going to be the message. I thought we were, that's the title. It's like, you're reminding everybody that like, we are all students of life. So you can keep looking at Gemini's life and putting the judgment there, but that's probably what it is. You girls don't even go to school. You didn't even show up on time. You're not seated in the class. You're not even doing any of that. But the girls who ain't even at school are gonna only keep talking about you because they see you trying to learn God. I've made a million mistakes trying to decipher what God is saying to me. God doesn't talk to me like this. That's why I tried to create a prototype, a product, if you will. I'm the product. I'm building a virtual version of myself right now. I'm programming this. Like, except for without using AI coding, I'm just using my actual image to code this so that when you hit your blunt and you're watching this, you get kind of freaked out because it's like, is this IMAX? Because I feel like this bitch is using her metaphysical abilities, her ability to pry into my feelings and emotions, and she's fucking doing something scary because I feel like she's talking to me. That's what we did here. That's what we've done here. That's what we've done here for 6 years. You and me. So, of course you came in first place at the science fair because remember the science fair gets adjudicated. Remember there are judges at the fair. And I just feel like you girls realize you girls are judging, but there is actually a judge. I feel like that's what Gemini was saying. And a lot of people now, it's like, you can't cancel Gemini. It was never about canceling, baby. Because cancel culture, who's that talking to? Cancel culture is a framework for people. But who judges your soul? A metaphysical phenomena. So cancel culture can exist, but that I mean, people would have to matter to you. That, like, you know, like, people's thoughts on things would have to matter to you. And Gemini, you're an air sign, so you're like, brother, I'm a nomad. And that's another thing. Stop talking to Gemini like they were never an air nomad. I'm basically the fucking last airbender. You girls stupid? Like, are you stupid or what? Yeah, you girls saw Kanye West give you fucking aim the other day at the fucking stadium. That's what you saw. Sitting up there like, wait, but it's the same nigga. It was like pro DT Donald Trump and it's like, yeah, because that buddy, the old buddy, didn't have what the new body would require. So the new body is going to instruct you from the future. Hey, collapse that now. Actually, yes. Yes, crucify yourself. Yes. Yes. Destroy this. Yes, because what if I told you the general public isn't even something that's on Kanye West's path? Like, those are things that you girls have to understand. Sometimes God is going to do things because you just got to get mad specific to your personal blueprint. And Geminis, I appreciate you guys because you guys can tell I'm talking to the bitches out there. I'm like, this is really because I feel like there's a lot of girls who want to know what's going on with us. That's why they clicked on our video, obviously. Well, welcome. You're gonna be uncomfortable. Jimmy's, I love you so much. Let's get our first card. I don't know. I felt like maybe I just needed to talk to you guys because it's like You know what I mean? Like, God, I fucking hate all these guys, for real. You know? It's like, what the fuck, dude? It's like, yes, I'm an air sign. Like, yes, my currency is, like, knowledge. It's brain matter. Yes. Like, I just, you know. And then they're always all your crucifiers are going to be like, y'all, it feels like the yay hate was forced. It's like, you girls are so like, you know, these girls are going to flip-flop every time. That's what I can't. And I think to you, Gemini, too, you're in a really healthy, detached place. I've been feeling that for myself. I am so healthily detached from shit, dude. I don't give a fuck. Don't give a fuck about a lot of shit, brother. That I really used to be. But now, I'm just like, so anyways, whoa. Gemini, this is simple as fuck. Somebody denied you an opportunity. Somebody told you that ain't never gonna work. You ain't shit. And they probably turned you down because of your status. You weren't liked at the time. I feel like you presented something that got shut down. And, shut down. They shut down. That's what I'm hearing, Skepta. You know? They tried to shut you down because they were like, you're not favorable. You're not. It almost looks like someone who, like, literally doesn't give you an opportunity just because of your reputation. Just because of, like, the position you were in. Didn't matter that you came with the 40 piece, because this is what's stupid. That was a good investment. This is someone saying no to something that actually, in the end. So again, for you bitches who didn't bet on yay, that's the problem, because you don't know when someone's done. Like, I think a lot of times, like, people come to certain concretized, conclusive, that nigga's a fucking anti-Semite. And the problem with you girls is you've probably never been around a Sagittarius. You've never been given grace, I guess. I guess God's never given you mercy. I guess you've never changed ever, right? I guess you weren't a toddler once who didn't even know how to say words and would just shit all the time and make people pick it up. Like, you used to be a problem. When you were a baby, you were a burden. Don't forget that, you know? So, some of you girls. But I feel like the bitches that be so excited to stamp, you know, us into history a certain way, be the ones who are really, the thing was, I think some people thought you were gonna die. Like, they were like so sure to be like, let's bully. I hear, but there's a lot of bullying. I feel like a lot of people bullied your ideas, your preposition, your vision of the new world, whatever prototype you built. They were like, fuck you, this is so corny and stupid. It has a lot to do with group thought, though. It was just because a lot of people were saying it. It's not actually because this is bad. You know how I read, when I get reversals, this is the guidance from God, and you're not seeing it. You're not clocking it. You get what I'm saying? You're not clocking it. Okay? So it's time to clock it. Right? Because I think, and that's why I think you sat up there with a grin on your face, because you sat up there and let them niggas bully you, and you was looking at them like, letting them bully you and shit, because you had the authority of God behind you. This is your ancestral abundance. They thought you were coming down here doing some shit about them. Whole time you're like, nigga, this is the call on my soul. What? Niggas try to tell you when Yeezy's gonna die, you will never sell a shoe again. You won't make it if you drop that shit to $20. You won't make it if you remarry that woman. You won't make it. You can't be. You must just be fucked up. And you, the whole time it's like, I thought we remember the song. God's plan. God's plan. Right? It's like, I feel good sometimes. I don't. Like, I don't like say right. Like what? Like, I thought we like clocked that. Like, is that weird? I feel like somebody thought you were a bad investment because, like, you feel good sometimes and sometimes you don't. Whole time they try to play you like, are you girls gonna be dumb enough and sit up here and act like Geminis are the only ones who cry, have bad days, explode, have episodes? That's all I'm trying to say is I was like, God is on my ass. I can't even look at Kanye West and say nothing about him. Can't say nothing about him. Because, yeah, his darkness might be different than mine. It might be targeting different people than mine. But, baby, let me tell you about my shadow. Let any one of you motherfuckers piss me off the wrong way. I tell you what. I tell you how the fuck I'm gonna pop out on you niggas. I am a lethal motherfucker. I scare myself sometimes. I really do. Because I got that dog in me from Wanda Ted Bundy Taylor. When you got an air moon, I'll tell you right now, Aquarius moon, them niggas, they don't feel what you think they feel. And I don't know. It's one too many murders in my psyche that just always subconsciously are playing from my history, my lineage, from my people. And I'm quick to be like, like my spirit, like, you know, quick to be like, don't fucking play me right now because I'm gonna fucking beat your ass. with my words, of course, with my words. But yeah, I think people were like, she's schizophrenic. Maybe let's pass on her application. Okay. Because this is Gemini saying, if you pass up on me, this is Gemini basically playing you. I'm actually not even really asking you. This is a lose-lose situation for you, actually, because you think you have an option to say no to this when this is something God ordained. That's what I'm saying. People got so mad at Kanye West because they were like, where's this confidence coming from? I was like, you guys really don't believe in metaphysical phenomena. You guys literally call yourselves Christians and you're looking at Kanye West confused. You guys, how I know y'all aren't followers of Christ, because you girls do not understand what magic people with magic abilities, I scare most people. Niggas see titles that I drop, words that I drop, and they're like, they get freaked out. That's the usual first response. It's not like, my Sherry Omar the shepherd. That's not how you girls were treating him at all. It's like, oh my God, stop. I can't stand to hear you Jesus lovers. Oh, because there was that archetype is demonic propaganda. There was no Jesus lovers in practice. There were the wicked who needed deliverance, and they didn't even really give a fuck where it came from. And so fuck if that random ass nigga just came up to me and fucking helped me out. I'm just glad I can see again. And then there's you, and then there's the bitches who actually, like, every day he was just genuinely misunderstood. And people, the real feeling of Jesus Christ was just like, you're making us uncomfortable because we know we're people and that doesn't happen. You can't part a sea. So don't do that because we don't know what that is. And that's how people deal with you. It was never about what you were saying not being placed in some reality. Like, people were like, Kanye West is so delusional. No, the real critique you guys had is you don't know why he's saying this stuff. We weren't smart enough to unpack when he said a simple sentence I say every day. He said slavery is a choice, and y'all was mad because he was in MAGA hat, but I say slavery is a choice every damn day. I say don't wake up and choose slavery. I tell you girls that every day. But when he said it, it was like, you the fucking biggest coon nigger bitch back. Boo. I'm gonna tell you right now, y'all be so ready to throw that coon shit around at black people. But at the end of the day, like, black people in practice don't, like, function in service to each other. We're still a very individualized population as well. Like, the average person isn't waking up contributing positive data to the black collective. It's only whenever somebody wants to just, like, specifically have some conversation about, like, you bootlicking and panhandling the white people and da-da-da-da-da-da. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, I think Kanye West is very self-aware. I think he knows exactly when the demonic attack happened and has been very reflective of that and has had many, many, many harsh cycles of, like, washing his shit clean. And we're still not there yet, but he's, I don't really know how you recover from that, because sometimes the demons really do have their way in your life. You get what I'm saying? And so it's like, sometimes it is kind of irreparable damage. Like, there are parts of him now that you just are a bit fragmented, and they seem kind of like permanent fragmentation. So sometimes the trauma is so bad in this lifetime, it does just, like, you lose an arm, you lose your legs. Sometimes that happens to people, guys, you non-Geminis out there. So for all of you who are so perplexed all the time by our simple mood switch or our attitude switch, I don't know what the fuck you're gonna do when you get in a car accident one day unexpectedly and you lose a thigh. What are you gonna do? Because you girls seem so surprised that things can change, or that people can show up opposite, or can hold two thoughts at once. There's no excusing anything. I don't have any need to pick out someone's bad behavior. I'm not glossing over it. I sat in the trenches and I had the same critical critique that I've always had. But I also said, at the same time, I have a very universal lens at actually how all of this functions and operates. Because a lot of people knew Donald Trump had to be president. In fact, if you look at Donald Trump's natal astrology, it is his destiny to be the 47th president of the United States. It was activated that he was going to win. Does that mean it's good? No, because not every cycle is a building cycle. So it actually is a good thing, because guess what? We're going into a destruction cycle. As soon as 2020 came, astrologically, this is like the next 20 years of, like, the collapse. So it would make a lot of plausible sense that, like, we have our final boss iteration version of, like, what we created the US president to be, which is, like, you know, sort of this white supremacist neo-colonial figurehead that only resonates from a European diaspora and is coming here from the perspective of, like, receiving that which they were exiled out of, right, in their own territory. So that's, like, the archetype of Donald Trump, and that's why he's exactly the final form of that. That's why in 8 years, when I'm out there in 2032, you will see that the collapse actually, you guys will all look back and be like, oh, we absolutely needed that president that just, like, destroyed it all, because it needs to come down is what the problem is. And so sometimes you don't understand. It's like, I learned this because I remember when he first got elected, it was the darkest day of our lives. But then I realized, I was like, oh, the darkness is actually just the oncoming darkness. He represents how bad the future is going to be. So when we were all crying, and like all my friends in college, we were like tripping and did drugs, and I was like so dark. Like it was like the scariest thing. And then we all would get like, I got arrested. Like, we would get like detained a lot because like we were like protesters. Like I went to a social justice school. Okay, so shout out all my social justice. Shout out all my Jesuit kids. We get it. We're the kids who are like, get an education and apply it somewhere. So like I really specifically wanted to go to a Jesuit school, to be educated by Jesuits, because I want to be educated by religious heads, people with spiritual understanding, because it's basically getting like a 2-for-1 for the tuition. You get what I'm saying? The shit's too expensive. I went private. Obviously I was kind of fucked. I knew that. I went to a school, my graduating class had 85 girls. Okay, 85 girls. I stayed with the same 85 girls for 7 years. Okay, something you girls don't know anything about. Okay, so for me, like I really knew I was like, I'm gonna be fucked. I couldn't, like, my mom proper is like the GOAT. Like she went to UT Austin, goated, Macomb School of Business, goated, right? But and everybody knew like I'm like her mini me. He was like goated, right? But I was like, oh, hell no, I gotta go to private school. I would flunk school so quickly if I was sitting in an auditorium of 500 people. Are you stupid? Do you see what kind of business I made? It's 1-to-1. If we're not like this, because I'm such a depth person, I wouldn't even, school wouldn't even happen for me. So I digress. But yeah, Gemini, first card out, it looks like, that's what I'm saying. It's like, there was something stupid, like someone didn't even evaluate what you were saying because of just the sheer, it's literally like someone just being like, discard that application. And it's like someone discarded prophecy. This is 10 Pentacles. What you were going to do. Someone tried to stop you with the 3 Pentacles, and God was like, well, it doesn't matter, because even if they don't do what I asked them to do, you will just go on to tap into your ancestral abundance. And so pretty much in the end, what I think you did, Gemini, and for you non-Geminis who are listening, because I'm a Gemini rising, so you should, does Alexis know that I fucked her over? She does, because what you basically did is like, that opportunity was supposed to happen. You were supposed to extend it. It was supposed to be a part of the whole picture. It's not now, so it's just like a gaping hole of something that didn't get done because you fucking suck, but everything else got done. And so now you look stupid because you can tell that thing that I was requesting was actually a part of my 10 Pentacles, and you thought it was about your pee-pee. But I digress. Because now you're in hell, so fuck it. I'm just kidding. And that's exactly what I said. People, remember when I prophesied it, I said, if Kanye's close to God like I'm hearing, that album, he about to be back, baby. He about to be back like he never left. I told y'all that. Him and Northy. I told y'all that. Anyways, girl, this is exactly as I said. It wasn't on nobody's bingo card, because you was over here basically looking like the clown anti-Semite. Like, people really look at you like you was the devil, bitch. You saying crazy, stupid shit. That bitch is cuckoo crackhead. It's like people was looking at you, and then you be like asking people like, hey, it's almost like people feel like you Charles Manson for real, Gemini. Like they think you some type of serial killer type of bitch. And then you be like, hey, you guys want to work out? And everybody be like, what the fuck? Or then just like judging you, or like gang. Again, there was like a lot of bullying going on for us Geminis. And this is how we bodied the bullies. Somebody tried to bully your divine birthright out of you. Good luck with that. Because look how it ends. Ace of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, 9 of Cups, 2 of Cups, Chariot. Gemini, there is someone, whoever did this to you said no. So then you had to go build the 10 Pentacles, and you just kept going to God being like, God, I know I can't control that. They didn't want to participate in the destiny, so doesn't matter. But I am very aware that you did expect them of that. So you trusted in God. You're like, they're going to get their karma back because they were supposed to help me. They're getting punked by temporary demonic bullshit illusions, but they know if they were checking in with their soul, they know that they were supposed to do that. So you looking at them like, you're done. You're done. You're done. It's done. Because somebody is like, and another thing, if you did that to a Gemini and you're wondering like it, because you probably have the awareness now, because you're seeing how things played out, and you're wondering, can you come back? Babes, the way that the 7 of Pentacles was under there, that was habitual. It looks like somebody presented something to you 7 times. Like, it looks like, Gemini, you presented this shit to somebody like 1,000,000 times, and it was no every time. So let me ask you this, Gemini. Every single motherfucker wants to come back the fuck around. When? When do motherfuckers want to come back around? Well, if it has to do with relating, it's 90% of the time, I wouldn't even say it's when you start doing better, you start looking sexy. These niggas don't give a fuck. You want to know what'll make a nigga come back to the yard? When they can energetically feel that you have this now. You got a 2 of cups. Because the hidden truth that I think I would be very interested in as a lifelong fan of Ye West is I would love to see how his new union has really supported. That's a down-ass bitch. I told you, he's walking with a Capricorn. He walking with a Capricorn. Miss Bianca. Yes. A Capricorn architect. I really understand his taste, actually, because I'm a Gemini in a very similar dynamic. Yes, actually. I really feel the same way about my husband's work and his genius, actually. And my husband is definitely a Bianca Centauri type. Absolutely. Because I'm a fucking Ye West type. Okay? I'm an extremist. I am. I mean, I don't give a fuck. We need extremists just like we need you milk dud, milky, lukewarm ass bitches. So we're good. Everybody got a part to play. And no, you girls never like me, so what does it even fucking matter? What does it even fucking matter? But baby, you sat up there, Gemini, and they bullied you. Serial bullying. These are bullies. People bullied you. And you developed God's strength so fucking strong from bullying. Literally, they're bullying you. What the fuck is funny now? It's funny now. Gemini, the way God showed these motherfuckers God doesn't play about us is like, I'll show you how they did it. New creative life. You're in a completely new artistic world. Do you know what Kanye West is feeling so good about? Niggas turned up. He still got the divine shit flowing through him. I think the biggest thing for artists is like this human shit, the human experiencing shit we're not that great at. The divine channeling is something that I feel like we fuck up all the time because we're such like humans, you know? But the divine channel for most artists is not something they ever want to turn off. You hear me? And this is God being like, everything you create from this point forward just to fucking show these motherfuck ass fuckers who looks like you put a lot of shit together trying to present shit to them, trying to get it, and them niggas had the opportunity to invest, and it looks like they said no. So don't say shit. That's how I feel. I'm like, don't say shit to Gemini, because if it was fuck me then, it's fuck me today. It's gonna have to be that, because Gemini's got a new boo. Because what happens, there's someone who watched you get bullied. Oh yeah. Your true love. Your true love was sitting there like, Yanka, like, y'all are trying me, because, you know, that woman went through, God knows. God only knows what she went through. But it's not just like Kanye West, the only thing. She's a whole human too. She has her own life. But I'm just saying, if you're ever called to be there, and this is why you girls will never be married, and that's why you're married to the BBL plastic princess bitches that y'all stay with. Ugly ass motherfucker. That's why y'all are gay. Because you actually want a bitch with an internet face. That's not a real face. So I know you don't like that, but it's like enough. But let me tell you something right now. Somebody sat up there and they watched you get bullied so motherfucking bad. And this person is like, first of all, this is where you know God's like, bullies ain't nothing but punk, coward ass bitches. Because bullies, I like a villain. I can't stand a bully, because a bully is really on some projection shit. They're on some I feel bad about me shit. I want to project it onto you shit. So it's a form of lying for me. Because when anybody ever try to come up to me and bully me, that's what I think I'm not even a bully. I'm a destroyer. I'm a punisher. Yeah, I am. I'm Saturn's child. I am. Yes, I am. Because for me, you want to do the bully thing? You want to bully me? That's fine, because I'll take it to the motherfucking grave, bitch. Yeah, I'll invert your mother's rib cage right now. Put you back in that hoe. Your big fucking 5'4" ass. Yeah, I'll stuff you back in there, bitch. Don't. Because bitches feel my vitriol. They do. They feel it. They feel it every day of their life. But somebody watched you get bullied bad. Oh, yeah. And they was looking at you because, again, the bullying had to do in the realm of pentacles. So it's business bullying. Bitches are jealous. They didn't see it. And that's what I'm saying. So it's something like true love was like really helped you Gemini formulate how it was like, whatever, dog. Because this is literally like when the industry turns on you, all you do is lock in with your booski and y'all start building different shit. Y'all are like, okay, well, fuck these guys. Because look what they have for you. Oh, this is a really unique message. So Gemini, I know you might be asking God, like, why was I bullied so bad? God, you're gonna see that you actually had to get bullied, because you didn't know the love of your life was watching you. They were already watching you. They're already like orbiting you all the time. But then they started watching you get bullied, and the love of your life is really grateful for the fumble. They're so upset you had to get hurt, but they also know you're strong. So I don't feel like it didn't hurt your feelings. I think your lover also knew that. I think the bullies thought they were really hurting your feelings, and you literally lived unbothered. That's the other thing that I don't think you guys understood, is like, while y'all were like talking about Kanye like being so, like, I don't think you think in practice, like, he's not like walking around like, oh man, that tweet I just got from that guy. Like, that's not necessarily like also what's happening. I think you guys also would characterize, like, I think a lot of people put a lot of like visuals to Kanye's words. So a lot of people hate me because I'm a Gemini. So you guys don't understand, like, Kanye used to tweet like, put on my community tab, like, I'm just, y'all be reading like, she just dropped a fucking dissertation and she just dropped another one and she just keeps dropping another one, because it's a Gemini thing. It's a, you know. But there's someone who is like, I know this is like twin flame soulmate. Like, I know, I've been new, and it's like, this is such a patience. It's such a seated posture, because when it's this, it's like you're trying to get everything. This is someone who's like trying to get every single thing prepared for you. You know what I mean? Trying to get the entirety of the table set for you type of shit, because they kept watching you get like knocked down and broke up and all types of shit ski by these guys. They kept watching the barriers they just literally watched you get bullied, I feel like, in your career sector, in what you would want to build. So like, that's why it doesn't hurt your feelings, because like, when people try to bully me over Tethered Studios, I was like, this is a US business. Everything's on record. So like, a lot of people think like, again, this is a business account. All of the things, I don't have any personal. These are all my business accounts. I don't have Alexi39pyrox@gmail.com anymore, okay? It's not what's happening. So it's like, I feel like, you know, I think people thought that they were doing a lot more too, that like maybe like really just like shutting you out business-wise, but they didn't shut you out anywhere else. That's why this hidden soulmate that like actually is really grateful for the bullying, because you were going up to people asking them for help you genuinely needed. You're like, I need X amount of dollars to like hit this deadline, or I need to do this, or I need somebody to believe in this, I need somebody to invest in this. And you couldn't get investors. But I feel like your true love is like, that investment amount is nothing. I would have given it to them immediately off top. But not only that, now I know exactly what to do, because I think this person, the reason you've never even known this very deep truth about what they know and have seen in you, even if you guys haven't really done too much of the timeline in this lifetime together, is that like their feelings about you is like, so for example, Gemini, people see you trying to get certain aspects of your life off. So like I said, Kanye's art is just his job. So we don't really know that much about that man. Like, we know what he does in his work. You know what I'm saying? But that's just his work, right? And so people also trying to be like, he's an anti-Semite for like, when he was trying to be political. I also really respect black men in politics, and I respect black men's right to choose their political side. That's another thing. I don't think we have enough. I'd rather hear black men talk and bring diversity and ideas than just like hear nothing and feel nothing and have nothing. You know what I mean? So it's definitely that experience where this person watched you get bullied in a professional sense, but they were the ones who would know you had all this other stuff. And I don't even think you understand how much they've created this portal. I'm almost seeing my favorite Disney, I guess, little Alexis used to love Little Mermaid too, because she was so not, I feel like she was like kind of like, she was queer, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like she had black hair, which just like gave queer, and she wasn't Ariel, you know what I mean? And she didn't really like, you know, she was kind of futchy, like she was kind of like fucking, I'm not princess, and I can't really fit in this princess. And I used to fucking love that shit. But I think about, you know, the Little Mermaid's lair where all her little treasures are, and I just see someone is about to take you into this place where they've like kept this entire, someone has just been like building and building and building and building and building. They're prepared to give you a new start. So there's definitely a very big beginning coming from a singular person, and it's the person who is in love with you. They watch you get bullied, And that's okay though, because they're sent from God, because this is also karma. So it's like, it's gonna feel good because it's gonna feel like your good karma brings you this person. You have good karma, that's why you get this person. Do you get what I'm saying? If you want to know who was right and who was a demon in the Ye and Kimberly marriage, look at how they live now. Who has someone to have, to hold, and to share, and who has a fucking empty mansion with a bunch of rugrats and no help? If your karma was so phenomenal, again, because we have to get past duality, your karma can be ass bad. You can have people who, like, in practice, like, they're functional. They're like, oh, like, hi, customer service voice. But their karma could be dookie, because it's just like how they really do people, or how they really do the world, you know? And that's not something that is always even visible. Oh my God, Gemini, this is so beautiful. There is something, okay, so you murdered. Something is completely murdered. I feel like this bully, it's like you basically murdered the version of you that people could bully. You murdered that. That's what you did. Write that down. And as soon as you did that, I think it's almost like someone who was like always there but was veiled for you, or maybe spiritually you couldn't see them as like clearly, happens because you stood up for yourself. So I feel like there was something about strength. So this is also, I feel like this has a lot to do, Gemini, you might be connecting in terms of like Leo energy, because it was strength, divine strength. And so it's like you tamed the beast, and there's a lot of themes of that on Ye's messages. Like, so thank you, Ye, because you're really helping me facilitate the download of what Gemini, you really are like our sovereign brother example right now. So thank you for that, because it's almost like Beauty and the Beast. There's like this conversation of like, you, Gemini, through being bullied so badly, it kind of turns you into this like, I deserve, like when you get bullied, it's like you become the beast. You become this like, I'm always bullied and I'm not. And I feel like you and this soulmate have a lot, are exactly mirroring that. Like you both just came out of an experience where it's like, I realized I was dealing with a proper bully, a proper big bitch bully in almost the exact same degree. And they kept dissing you two's work life. Like, I don't think you understood that. I think you guys let in the past someone, I can say this transparently, I don't even give a fuck, brother. It's Aries season, brother. One of the things I really will never forgive when it comes to some of the early onset, you know, people that I was instructed by God to reach out towards, like what's really corny about you is that it's like I've never jumped out of the woodworks to trying to suck your dick before, so why would that be the fucking case now? I'm literally sitting up here talking about business propositions and shit. You know what I'm saying? But the thing I can't fucking stand about these motherfuckers that got fucking cut the fuck off is that it is exactly that, where it's like they were going around like bullying and making fun of my work, you know? There's someone that's coming to mind right now that they're gonna probably know exactly like who I'm talking, like who they are and like why I'm using them as an example. So love you, but I'm using you as an example. So like one of the things that they have a partner, and I'm a demon slayer, so I'm gonna register a Beelzebub every time, but they have a partner. And one of the first things about this partner that was really, it was definitely a karmic situation, but when a lot of times there's certain karmic situations, kind of like Kimberly and Ye, like where the consciousness is not there yet to even there's no red flags visibly. So it kind of just seems like, oh, this is cute, right? So there's a lot of those people that get supported right into dark ass, karmic ass, demonic ass timelines. Cause like up front, so I remember this person first started dating this person. And this is someone that I feel like it's not even like knowing them well from like knowing them maybe in person, but have studied well. So I do really know, I just witnessed and have studied a lot of what they've done in their life. And, you know, this person got with this partner, and I actually didn't have any thoughts about it, because like I actually never really had any thoughts about any person this partner really partnered for, because like I just like this person as like a human. But yeah, when they got this new partner, everyone obviously who this person is like, this person has a public identity, let's just say that. So like anyone in their community would like who knows them and knows their public identity, would be like, if you knew their public identity and you heard they were in a relationship, you might be like, oh, who's the person? And so when I got introduced, just like the rest of the world, and it was like, oh, you know, hard launch, here we are. I was like, oh, who's this person? And I got into this person's work and like what they did. And I was like, oh, what do they do? And I was like starting to see like, oh, this is what this person does, right? And then, you know, so then I was like, oh, okay. And you know, and the person that I know well is an artist, right? And so I'm like, oh, cool. And then the partner, right, is some echelon of artists, allegedly, right? Like they're doing art and whatnot. So I was like, oh, okay. So I tap in with that person's art. And the first thing, the person that I know's partner's art. So I go to their art, and the first thing my spirit registers is I was like, oh, I know exactly that this is a demon. Because the person I know and care about did not realize that their partner actually had zero respect for them. They were a demon coming to attack them. And I knew it immediately because the partner's art that they made was basically like spoofing the identity of the person they just started dating. So like, it's like literally like this person is like in a relationship with someone who like makes art, produces art that critiques and invalidates and basically like spoofs the other person's like regular profession. Like it's not an aspect, it's like an actual profession. And so one of the worst things, like when I saw and also the art is horrific. It was like the worst thing I'd ever experienced and witnessed, and it was awful. And then it was just very clear. Like the message was like, the people who put this together actually hate the subject matter that it's about. It's about basically kind of, they were in my opinion, it was an agenda to like, is people who are not a part of a conversation, people who obviously just don't engage this type of art, critiquing something they don't know anything about, because the whole thing just fell flat. It was just like super fucking whatever, right? Come to find out, they're a karmic many years down the line. But I was one of the first people, and I remember back when I was like, that person's scary. Actually, like that person's like a scary person. No one had like any idea, like no, everyone was like, why do you always say that? And I think a lot of people might have thought that I was just like, oh, you're just jealous, you're just bitter. And I was like, I don't know, because I just remember thinking to myself, I was like, I can't imagine, like I remember just like being in my own experience. Hey, no. I got a Pisces joining the conversation. But I remember being in my own experience, and I just remember it was literally from the personifying of like, I can't imagine being married to someone who would like who would claim that their art is like about like talking shit about my identity and my art and like the people who make art like I do. And so I just remember feeling like that was so, I was like, and obviously I knew it was like one of those things where you're like spiritually blinded to this situation or into this entity, and I knew it was karmic, and I was like, ooh, this person's about to go down a doozy of a cycle. And they sure did. And I think there's still a lot of awareness, there's a lot of facts still coming out, but I share all that to say, it's like that. You and this new energy that are now, it's like there was this death of your old self, and it's exactly mirrored, and you both would exactly know, like, we were just bullied so fucking badly that ironically enough, you both, it's almost like you both watched the bullying happen. And so ironically enough, the bullying that you both experienced personally and how it made you feel, because whenever you get bullied, you really know about it really helps you sharpen up a lot of things. But then it's also like, Jesus Christ, dude. That's it. So it's like, when you get bullied, but it's like weirdly enough, now you're applying like stupid, dumb blessing pressure. It's almost like the vibration and the magnetism is immediately a stick, because it's like you're the one who's reading how badly they were being bullied. They're the one who's reading how badly you're getting bullied. Hey. Weirdly enough, you guys have built yourselves up through your individual journey to like have a big surplus of like, for example, like I was bullied in very specific ways with the Children of America tour that really made me like be there for myself. So I don't have to like go to bullies anymore to just get humiliated, right? Enough humiliation rituals will teach you that. So I've kind of built up a lot of really specific skills about like, you know, protection and defense and, you know, balance and order and justice, right? And I think that is something that this partner, because I'm a Gemini, everything, so that this person would come in and be like, dude, what cups you collected after the way that they bullied the shit out of you and like harassed the shit out of you is actually the exact medicine that I like needed after going through the exact same thing where I just left a bully who I now know was like bullying me and fucking took a lot from me and fucked my whole shit up and fucked my 10 pentacles up. But weirdly enough, it just feels like you're the thing, you're like my karmic reward because, oh my God. Dude, you just gotta leave me alone. You're just bullying me right now. But it's like, this is the karmic reward because it's almost like we know that it to be the karmic reward because it's like you have so many, it's not even just like reparations. Like you are the reparation for this person. You are the repayment for this because you have so much more. It's not like, not only did you, because this is someone being like, you were bullied in an industry where you, in my eyes, you're number one. There's nobody else. And you give each other that confidence. You give each other that magic. Hold on. It's like, I think that's like honestly like what the whole frequency it really is. It's like, you know, the truth in that, which is like, I think that's also what they know about you. That's what this like deep loyalty is, like deep. It's like just like deeply loyal, deeply like yeah, no. Because also maybe Gemini, you're the only person that'll ever say it straight like that. Like in terms of like, if something's the best, you know what the best are for you. So it's like you, and it's like such a mirror because it's like literally the way that you think about that thing, that is exactly how they think about you. The thing that's coming after the bullying, yeah, that's how they think about you. That's how Bianca would feel about Ye. Where it's like, well, she's been so dragged through the mud for just being an artist who has her medium and what she believes is artistic. He's been so dragged through the mud. They get to savor each other right now after that bully sesh. You get what I'm saying? And then it's because, and they actually know exactly how to heal each other. That's kind of what made me go on the tangent. As I was talking about Bianca, it's like, she has her own motherfucking whole universe. And I know because I've had to walk with my husband through some shit, you know what I mean? Through cycles where it was like, his shit was tarnished. Like niggas were like, you with the bummiest, scummiest, crummiest guy out, Alexis. That's a crazy pick. That's what it was when I first found him. Nobody who loved him and was with him his whole life was fucking with him at all. Y'all don't know how hard that is. Most people aren't completely deserted. Like Dennis was completely deserted. So it was like really hard. And it wasn't a kind, loving vibe. And so to come out of, we just got out of our 9-year bully cycle. And now everybody's like, oh my God, y'all are the lovers, goals. Yeah, goals now. Because we get to savor each other. Because when he was bullied and when I was bullied, we both learned how to armor up. But then it was like, now we're in this sensation where it's like, we really know how, like, I'd be there for my husband. Like today, I was like, baby, because I know how he got bullied. I know niggas be bullying him. I watched them bully him all 2025. Like, you ain't shit. You don't do nothing, whatever. So I said, baby, I'm going to go to work today. You gonna go sit up here and you gonna go to work today on your computer, the same work that they was bullying you about, that you've been doing this whole time. Now you at 88, we're not gonna let them bully you no more. You see what I'm saying? So it's almost like he's really receiving that because that's not something he asked for. It's just like, I'm volunteering that because I have, it's almost like you just have this whole mermaid's layer of like healing potions for each other because it's just like, we so understand how to help each other. And I just think there's such a beautiful feeling for you, Gemini, where it's like you and this partnership are gonna be superhumans very shortly. Because it's like, you've been separate and you've kind of been in the bully paradigm for so long and the bullies were in the picture for so long that once the bullies get cleared out of the picture, it's like, it's just you and all the healing modalities you have. And it feels like you got a lot of healing, but I almost feel like this is muse behavior because like your muse is like the things that person needs, they see you going and pursuing knowledge and supporting it. And it may even just be, it should be happening naturally. It should be just like my natural interest that I go to pursue. The person who's really for me feels like they really support what they're on, you know what I mean? And so that's what I'm saying, you know? It's like Bianca Sensori actually caring about Black men and actually caring about listening to her partner and actually like being there and actually like feeling this person and actually like having some semblance of his legacy because everything that she's contributed to him since he's just been exactly simpatico. Like they're the same type of freak. That's the thing. You don't have to like, it's like, it doesn't matter if I date Bianca or if I date Ye. They got to be the same type of freak though. You get what I'm saying? And that's what I mean. It's like, this is a big cosmic moment for you, Gemini, because it's legitimately like me. It's like, this is like the type of like subconscious music. And it looks like, okay, look at this. So when you guys, whoa, even crazier. Okay, I also just think there's just gonna be a mad, unexpected, like you're not planning on this link up. This is something the divine, you did not see this coming. This is like the divine did this. Because it's like the divine is guiding you both to, I'm hearing, meet on the same day, meet at the same time. You're going to both be guided to present because the masculine frequency has an ace of cups, has a preposition, has a new creative opportunity that could make a lot of money. And they know to offer it now to this muse because that's why it was every time they would give this to someone else, it would just get wasted. right? We just get wasted. And they know that now because they watched you get bullied and they saw what they were missing. What they were missing was the protection, the defense, the loyalty, and the ethics. And you bring all of that. That's why what you can do, this is a perfect pair. They can make the fucking opportunity that'll actually get you guys the type of abundance you want. Like, they're like set, there's this masculine is like set enough to like, that's easy money. I can definitely do that for you. Like, if that's what you want, I can do that. But then there's like the reason he needs this is like, I need you on my team, brother, because it's like 9 cups, the chariot. She has every healing modality possible for every feeling this person has ever had. She can transport this person to new feelings they've never felt. And that's why. So that's the divine feminine and divine masculine working out for you, Gemini. But you did this within. Your divine masculine went and said, I'm going to go make the opportunity. Your divine feminine is still doing, this is what I'm doing right now. I know I could attract a situation like this outside of me because I'm literally doing this right now. My masculine went to work this morning, and did the practical thing for me and my husband, like the job, like the working, the way that thing can bring in something secure, stable, a new creative endeavor. You know, I have all these new like collaborative ideas with this brand, right? Great. But then my divine feminine comes home, clocks in to do the other part of the job, which is like feeding my chickadees on tip tea stew, right? Doing the whole like, gotta do the zodiac job and transport people into portals. So now that I have that in the proper alignment, now that I know the proper balance of like what I need to be doing, there's a new beginning. It's time for this to finally start. I think it's just like everyone is actually like in the proper spots. Let's see at the recent past. Oh my God, y'all. Yes. Yep. So recent past, there was no clarity. There was spiritual cataracts. This was what the recent past was. It didn't seem true. It almost just felt eerily deceptive, even though there was no lies really being told. That's what I'm seeing. I'm also just getting, it's like, this is really going to bring you a lot of peace. They never actually invested in someone else. That's going to bring you a lot of peace. The divine has this is someone who's like, it would be like investing in this would be stealing in myself, but they didn't invest in it in the past. I actually feel like that's what brought you two together. They actually did. There was something in the recent past that this person, you would be open to knowing that that's possible because they didn't actually invest in something in the past. They clocked it. They were like, I'm going to stop giving this thing because it's not actually, it's 7 of Swords. It would be stealing from myself to keep doing that. And I think that's when they indicated to you, that it's like when you would know, Gemini, it's like you knew, like, oh, okay, that I know you're because I think this and that aren't the same. So the path that you could pick one person and the other person that comes to the other path, they're not the same. They're not at all the same. And I think that's what could have thrown you off in the past. Is like, well, whatever was in your past is nothing like me. So do you like that? I feel like that's what they thought about you too, because they watched you get bullied by something. And I think they didn't know what was going on. They didn't know. There's like a lot of like, I don't know how deep that partnership is. I don't know what you get from them. I don't know if that's like your vibe, your style. Like, I don't know. And so I think you're both like, there's like that whole situation, but I think it gets proven that they're really, there's the divine comes in and it's like, this was a bad investment. There was no investment here. Someone did not actually invest it. And you're going to know, because I think this person's supposed to come and invest it in you. I think and that's how the devil will do you. I think you'd be thinking the whole time, Gemini, that like, damn, yep, people suck. They're all lost. They're all given to demons. They're all da-da-da. No, I think someone clocked the demon and was like, let's not do that. And then I think it was because I just think there's just a lot of like, there's just like a lot of awareness about how loyal and how ride or die the things that are for you really are at the end of the day. And that's huge, brother. That's huge. This is craziness. I think, again, Gemini, you really didn't, I think, okay, because now we're past talking about being bullied. We're talking about this person who watched you be bullied and is now like, can be a muse frequency. The 8 of Cups reversed. 8 of Cups upright is walking away. I feel deeply that this energy, your soul, this is unfinished business. I don't even know what else to say. This is unfinished ass business. This is not over. It's not over. But I also feel this feeling of what was fucking up this foundation from coming together is like, did we leave behind the old emotional hangups? That's the only thing. I don't think when you see this person, because I feel like there's a look me in my motherfucking eyes ass moment, but when you're looking them in the eyes, none of the stuff that has happened specifically, even if it was like crazy shit, is even gonna be a question. So this is the type of stuff where it's like, it really is like, you will be able to rest, Gemini, knowing that like the only reason there ever was a separation period literally is just so people can walk away from that which will destroy the foundation you guys were called to build. So there's a lot coming out here, because I feel like Kanye West has the piece of knowing like, yeah, I actually found the person that I can build the new thing with. And I think he didn't expect it, because nobody, like I said, it wasn't on anyone's bingo card that in 2026 he's actually, because it was more than just the album. An album is just an album, y'all. They're not, you see what I'm saying? You guys got to get more on the Dolphin Boy fucking philosophy, because it's really just an album. But the greatest thing that Kanye indicated is like, he's about to have a new art career, a new life in the art career. It's going to keep going. And that's hard to do when you're that age, you know, because he's been doing it for so long at this point, and you know, you barely even get to make it to that position of wealth and status and success. If you talk about how many artists there actually are and how many of them have a Ye West legacy, it's not everybody, right? And so I feel like, you know, he's in this space now where it's just like, it wouldn't even matter. It all just feels like it really was the karma that really needed to happen. But that is, you're knowing now that it's like, it's just not moving past old emotional hangups that was stopping this. But it actually has nothing to do with whether this person is like, I think too, that's the thing, is like, there was a lot of ways where the old cycle of making sure our soul is done with old lessons and just like old business, old feelings, old things we've already learned and mastered. I think that was starting to paint the other in a way, like maybe we're not the same because you really fuck with shit that I don't fuck with, or maybe you're just like, you know, I feel like you didn't really know, because I think that would make you feel, because this is a very high level commitment, this is a long-term, lifelong type of thing. And so I think like when you're talking, you're smart, you're like, when I'm thinking of lifelong, I don't know though, I don't know exactly. I think it's just like, I don't know, you know. It's kind of the way that Bianca might be like, the media and everybody, when Kanye was maybe even at his most unstable, it could have made her really feel like, are you actually like, you know, because she's like, listen, are you like tweaking, or are you actually like a villain? Like, because I think she had that moment where it was a little scary for her too, like, you're saying really violent stuff, like, you know, this is real life, are you okay? And I think it was literally like, she's getting the blessing from God that is like, no, it's the time, it's that time, everybody's soul is getting everything called purged up. So it's not, because I feel like your lover knows you're not offended anymore. They know you're actually like so okay with the soul's growth. And that maturity alone, that's not anywhere. A lot. So I said, it takes a lot. They know because of how you live your life, Gemini. Like I said, with me, I'm very transparent. I was like, if you want to, like, people look at me into this now and they're like, that's couple goals. I was like, but if you want a man like that, he was in a rehab and I was in a fucking shitter, you know? It's like, you have to be able to like know that like Dennis was doing, like, Dennis being in rehab wasn't exactly, like, I think Dennis is the smartest person in the world. I think Dennis is smarter than me in a lot of ways. And I feel like there are so many times where I'm like, you know, I'm so pro-education and I'm hard on everyone about education, you know? So there are times where I could be like, you know, upset, or I could be like, dude, like, I want you to push yourself and I want you to, you know, he was in rehab instead of like in a college. And I think he's just too smart for that, right? But at the same time, one of the reasons he could do this for me and be this energy for me, where it's like, I can come and give you Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, and you give me all this love and you take me places I've never been, and that's really cool. And I just had, and he knew that, he was like, I'm a junkie though, and I was like, I don't care, because you had to be a junkie to be ready for me. You know, whoever this is that you're with now, it's like you guys have this beautiful taboo story of like, you know, whatever, but it's like, the biggest loving part about this soul recognition is like, you guys are very spiritual. Geminis are on some very spiritual shit right now. They're only around spirited people, the people that they connect with. Like, if you're gonna get around a Gemini and talk to them, you know what I'm saying? Like, Kanye West does not want to hear you talk about his marriage, like, in heteronormative contemporary, because then you're just gonna be like, that's patriarchy, that's misogyny, he just lets her walk around, and that's not even what's happening. She's like actually completely liberated. Could you believe that a woman like actually could want to just like that, or is she just like a slave? She has the power here. She's the white woman. So, I mean, you know, don't be stupid. Right? So that's all I'm saying, is it's like that. You guys have already clocked that we're going to operate in the spirit realm. So we're good. We don't have to hold ourselves to what these girls are doing. And I would liberate all of you. The sooner you can get to spirit land and stop giving a fuck about what people think and what the third dimension presses it as, it'd be better for all of us, because it's just like,
I'm not liberated, bro.
Right.
Delivered.
8-0. Whoa. Ooh, that is a very attractive energy. Whoa. Gemini. It's like my husband right now. It's like, you the type of earth angel that make these niggas just 8 of Pentacles. It's like, nah. The near future is just like jumping right in and getting to work. This is like someone who's just like, it's just forever. It's like it's like divorcing Kimberly and then just like meeting someone after the clusterfuck of it all, because they just know how to help you after all the bullying and the bullshit you went through, and then you guys just start working on the whatever. And I feel like Bully was the album that really showcased how much Bianca and Ye have been working on, to be honest with you, in the last 6 years of the 2020s. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of things. They've obviously had to work on their relationship. That was showing. They've had to work on, there's a bunch of kids. They have Kanye has a lot of kids. So it's like, they have all these relationships and all these things going on that are also like, not just like sound bites and media clips for us to like, just fucking scoop up. Jimmy's. Gemini, babe, whoa. This is unexpected. This is someone who doesn't even give a fuck. Someone had such a spiritual awakening. They so see exactly what it is. It's so just that it's like, I'm just jumping right in and I'm just getting to work and making that for you, because you balanced me. You, Gemini, you healed this energy. They just want to spend all their time working with you on anything, on everything. Matter of fact, everything. Let's do everything together. But it's such a this person's just gonna make you feel very disciplinary. It's very focused. It's very like, yeah, it's like it's good stuff. Jimmy's, you've got a very fast message coming in, because you're looking like this. You're looking like the Queen of Wands. Gemini, like I said, 2026, who would have expected Kanye West to be giving his best? I don't know. But Kanye West is he's in his attractive area. His magnetism is back. Slow and steady, but it's back. You know, because before he had he was kind of repugnant, like kind of repelling the bitches, like, ugh, stay back. You know, that was kind of the frequency. But to make you want to run and go buy a ticket at a stadium and sit your ass in the stadium and do that shit, that's a lot of magnetism, that's a lot of pull. So you are giving that right now, and so, look how it's just, someone's like, oh, they're just like, it's like a zany motherfucker. It's just like, it's so unserious, Benny. Should be so unserious. It's funny. Okay, let's see. Gemini, I think this is so beautiful. So you have this message coming to you solely because you picked your path. And I think the most beautiful thing about what you've done is when you say someone is on your path, the way that you, like, I'm getting, this is like a general, it's like a military general that looks at like young potential and is like, I'm gonna make a soldier out of you. Like, someone sees you like as major fucking pain. Someone sees you as like someone they want to sign up. This is like cult following. This is like, I'm gonna sign up for the spiritual militia. Actually, yeah. Because of how decisive you are about what's not your path. That's me. This is like someone being like A West, being like, I am what I am spiritually. This is someone who's like, I'm not on that weak shit no more. I'm in my spiritual truth and I'm sitting down. You can come up to me if you want to. And oh boy, there's something about your spiritual truth, Gemini, that this person for you is like a fucking module. You see, this is you, Gemini, and this motherfucker in 20 seconds. Just like, dead ass. And it looks like God is doing something. Temperance was here. So God, there's like a perfect divine timing. Because the time when you're face to face, I think God just wanted to set it up to where it's like, as soon as you come face to face, we can actually just get to work. We don't even have to talk about. It's because it's like, I think you thought like, oh my God, but if we get together, it's going to go a lot slower. Because it's like, I had to talk about all the deception. There was no deception because actually everything was actually supposed to go that way. Actually, yeah. Because, like, I'm a radical freedom fighter, but I wouldn't have a cause if my husband wasn't exploited as a child. If I wasn't exploited as a child, I wouldn't actually have, like, motivation to do this work, right? So you kind of have to be brought into the fold by seeing horrid examples of child abuse to really be moved enough to be like, I would tour with my body and do this on behalf of children, right? But it's like that. It's like someone knows, like, no. Actually, though, because when I look at your destiny and I see the fights and remember I started talking about how I'm like, I care about social justice? I feel like this person's like, your social, like, your, like, care, the social justice causes that you care about, this person actually has direct experience with, and they almost, it's like they feel like they need to pay you for it, because it's like, actually, it's funny, your cause, I actually am a victim. I'm like, I was in it, and you didn't even know, but I was, and in order for me to get out of it, I couldn't have done it, because there was no other thing that was coming around. But now I really am clear that was more maybe like a sign from God than anything, that like I found you. It's not just like a resource of like whatever. It's like something I actually think God wanted me to go find, because I needed to see what I was going through clearly, is what I'm hearing. I'm just channeling a motherfucker right now. This is such a crazy process, actually. And that's the craziest part. 8 of Swords in the reverse, right? Release. So like, I also feel like you maybe, it's like building up fear around coming out of, yeah, I think you can't have a fear of like this, like certain, like this dynamic specifically being just fun. Like, I don't think this person is not here to like trigger you or initiate you. And I don't know, I think it's, you may have had like, the only thing that maybe you need to clear up, Gemini, is like maybe you thought like this energy at certain times was like really trying to like criticize what you do. And I think this is just gonna really heal you, I hear, because it's like, I, for all of 2025 and you know, whatever on, I just kind of felt really like people thought I was so, I don't know, it's kind of an irrational fear, but I thought there was just so much judgment about wanting to do like the Children of America tour, and like just people being like, you're fucking, I don't know, I really just felt like bad. I feel like every time I open my mouth about wanting to do, and when I look back, I'm like, that's how sick people are. I was talking about a philanthropic effort that's like very pertinent. I feel like most people don't know how to enter the political space right now because it's just jargon and bumbo. It's like, and they don't know how we got here, and they don't know the political lineage, so they don't really know how to engage in American politics. And so I just figured like my approach to being someone who's very political myself, it's like I was like thinking about like, well, the best way to bring people into the fold of like politics is to show them everyday politics, like through practice, and everyone's either a parent or a child, right? So, well, everyone's a child, let's say that. And so I knew that could unify the country, you know, not to be on my Charlie Kirk, but yeah, I'm on my Charlie Kirk. Rest in peace to it, brother. I told you. I'm just telling you, that motherfucker's a gangster. He was like, brah, brah. That's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. Gangster ass motherfucker. So anyways, Charlie Kirk was bumping Bully. Y'all saw that shit? AI is fucked up. Y'all are fucked up. I don't know. Anyways, it's not working. It's not okay. It's just because Charlie Kirk's a Libra that I get away with this. He gets it. We're air signs. We're fine. It's fine. It's fine. He was a Libra. It's fine. But yeah, I think like you just had a lot of fears that it was of maybe like that this person is like more judging, and they're like, no. But I also think it's just because you're just like, you were like in the wilderness, Gemini. I think you were just kind of in your own jungle land, like in the like, so your fears were just like, well, I know you're gonna judge me because I'm a fucking schizophrenic, and they're like, bitch, judge you. Very much not that. I think that's it, Gemini. I think you had a lot of fears around this relationship because you thought maybe they were just gonna view you how everybody fucking views you, but not when they're your person. And I also think to a certain degree you haven't gotten this. I remember I talked about art versus artist. It's like this person, like maybe it's like you only know like as much as you think you really know them. Like I think that's what you always desired. It's like I wish I could get to know. This is the type of energy. It's like, oh, I'd love to pick your brain, because it's like there's people that you know and you can like. So many people know about Jean-Michel Basquiat, like they know his like story, but they don't. There's only people who like. But then he's the type of artist where it's like, oh man, if you just sit down with him and talk to him or something, right? It's like that kind of frequency is like what I'm getting specifically here. Is like this person thinks very much that way about you. Yeah, and I think you're just so used to people bullying you for fucking irrational, insane, non-real reasons, like Seven of Swords. It's like, okay, that's not even hurt. I don't even know. What are you bullying? Like, I swear to God, I dealt with people in 2025 where I was like, what the fuck are you and your fucking gay brothers fucking, what do you have to say today, dude? Every time I get on God's goddamn internet, you guys are just fucking with me for what? What am I doing on here that's any different than any other TikTok reader or fucking any, it's like, if it's so stupid, then shut up. Like, that was how I felt fucking 2025, dude. If I'm so fucking dumb and useless, then fucking go away. It's like, Jesus. Fucking insane people. Yeah. This is like a very personal message for me. This is definitely, Gemini, I know this one resonates for me, so it's like, it is what it is. But I think that I just had like a whole moment. It's just like, this person knows you're the Hierophant. They know. And another motherfucking thing. You niggas listen to my record again and try to bite off my concept and think I'm not gonna look at your little shit and be like, oh, what the fuck did you know about that? Jimmy's. We had a time, didn't we, girls? We had a time in this reading. We had a fucking time in this reading. I did not expect this. I don't even know. I don't have to know anymore. Like, I've been so loved on by my studio, bro. I don't even know anymore. I don't even give a fuck anymore. I don't even know who's in my studio. It should be like, I don't even give a fuck who's in my studio. It's more so what I said. I'm in that healthy detachment place, but it's like, I don't even give a fuck who's in my studio anymore. I just know my niggas send me love, brother. Cause I'm like, I just be getting on here for a fucking full-length feature fucking length film. I can't wait till they put my shit at the Regal Cinemas, brother. They gonna be playing my little webcam burner phone shit at the cinema. Matter of fact, you're watching this in the cinema. Go Jimmy, go Jimmy, go Jimmy, go Jimmy's. She's a genius, you're a genius, we're the genius of the Zodiac. Yeah, so you're the Hierophant, and this motherfucker knows that. Side note for me, maybe the Hierophant is like a deep prophecy for them. Some crazy shit going on, y'all. So exciting. Gems. It's so up. It's like so up for us girls. It's so up for us girls. So I just want to take a pause at the end of our reading and thank you guys, because this collective was so responsible for me freeing myself. I've been doing tarot for over 7 years now. And in my gentle reflection, and it's been over 7 years since I ascended and woke up. And in that 10 since I was tapped, and in that 7 years, I am so grateful to be drawing such brilliant conclusions. Like, I can do feature-length films that bring people through the same like story, but it's literally just narration. I'm kind of giving Morgan Freeman, but hotter and cooler and better. And I'm doing it with something that I was once really, it was like, it's so powerful to me because Chiron's Kazemi through the heart of the sun today and over the next couple days is so special, because reading and my gifts I used to be really scared of, and I feel like this person, you made them understand that they can't walk away from their spiritual truth either. I think that's the thing. It's like, no one's gonna understand this, only you understand. It's like I try to tell you guys, I feel like God told me that I would be a very important story, not because maybe everybody can relate to being like a prophet's daughter and how that makes you feel like da 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 and all this, right? But there were a lot of things, specifically when I talk about my dad's role. It's not just that my dad was a prophet, it's that he was a prophet and then he gave it to me. Like, I didn't tell a lot of people that I was supposed to be a successor, that I was like born and raised to finish my dad's life's work. And so that's what I'm doing here. And it took a lot of courage for me to do that, because I was supposed to do that, but then unfortunately my dad and my mom's karma, me and my dad had a very karmic relationship too, so there was a lot of times where we weren't getting to the work on the material plane. And thank God for my Capricorn, because now my dad has a Capricorn and I got a Capricorn, like we're able to ground a little bit more, and like I think we're able to like kind of, you know, get the pen to the paper a little bit more, because me and my dad kind of just stay in esoteric land together. We're just like fucking telepathic communication on top. So this is really cool, but I think the biggest thing this person's going to tell you is like, I think that's going to really make you feel super loved, because I think for me too, some of the false soulmates that I feel like I was dealing with in 2025, I really was super convinced because they were deeply connected to my dad's side of the family. And so I was thinking like, oh, like that's crazy because that's my most sensitive insecurity. Like most people when I was younger, I like would not be talking about God. No. 2010s? No. Why would we be talking about God? So why would we be doing that? We weren't doing that. So I just always had so much shame and guilt about being spiritual. And so, yeah, this person is spiritual. This person is a spiritual figure, actually. And I think you're the only one who's ever been saying that. I think a lot of people, because a lot of people thought I was a party girl. Like, if you ask my friends, they're like, oh, Lex is just really popular. No, I'm not popular. I'm a priestess. And that's why I'm so cool. That's why I had so many friends. But that's what it actually is. And I feel like this person's like, you know, I'm a Hierophant. And I feel like this person's out of the closet of that. I'm a Hierophant. I'm not a fucking regular guy like you. And I feel like that's what they went through. They used to lie a lot about how smart they were or how spirited they were or how much they saw through all these. It's like Tebe. It's like, all I see is snakes in the eyes of these niggas. Like, I just remember when I first heard that music, I was like, this nigga's a brother of the cloth. Because he was a rambunctious teen, but what his other guys didn't have that he had in certain ways was the prophetic vision. He would always be talking about discernment. You know what I mean? Like I said, like just careful because these spiritual guys, they're cutting. They're not talking about like it's not a creative cut thing. Like demon slayers are swordsmen. Their pen is swordsy. Everything is swordsy. With me, it's swords. Sorry. I don't know what to tell you. It's swords. I'm a spiritual guy. It's swords. That's what it is. I'm not really world building. I'm more cut things down. I'm more like I can keep the natural world that God has given me in line. That's more my vibe. So I just feel that way. It's like, you know, you've always been able to see the fucking snakes. You've always been able to whatever. But I think you were very early to the party in terms of the spiritual revolution. So like, yay, shout out yay for like being someone who was like, God, invisible world, not physical world, because all these other rappers were still talking about the roly-poly-oly. You know what I mean? And that's where the shit flatlined. That's why nobody's asking for the project to drop. You can, again, draft it. You can, babes. You can. Because you guys don't even know what the fuck is going on with your spirit. You don't, fake-ass motherfuckers. But this motherfucker, they're so grateful to you. And I think this is going to be life-changing because this is someone who got brought to God through you. Those type of unions don't go anywhere. They don't. So way to be an individual. And I think this person also saw you separate from the pack and you would just do it over and over again. And the pack might have been bullying you. Maybe they were over there in the pack cosplaying, but they knew. And so now they're excited because I feel like this person has always known that it's something about it, how it's like deeply personal and mirrored. Like when I come to my marriage, it asks the same things of me as it's like double. It's like whatever God asked me to do personally, my marriage is gonna ask the same of me. So this is someone who's on that frequency where it's like what I was gonna do for myself, what I was gonna expect of myself, I can see partnering with you would only ask me of that. You're not asking me for anything that I wouldn't already naturally really like the radical yes want to do type of thing. And it's just so deserved. Because again, this isn't a third dimensional thing. This isn't heteronormativity. This is spirits, two spirits that deserve that. They deserve that. That's why I feel blessed every day, because I deserve to just be able to breathe next to this guy every day. Like that's it. That's like really what's all that's going on. And then, you know, the possibilities are endless every day. Every 24 hours. I'm so blown away by how much me and Dennis get to explore is really what it is. And where we take one another. And I think you should be very excited, Gemini, for something I do not think you expect. This is like a dream come true. Such a dream come true. And you didn't even, and in order to be worthy, because I think this is something that you were owed, but it's coming through someone else, and and you didn't have to ask them for it. You were never going to ask this person for this either, the other thing. So that's the beautiful part. But I think also the reason you weren't getting it in the past is because you were trying to prove that you were worthy of it. And this is actually something it's a birthright. And so you just had to align to who's really for you to have it bestowed from the divine to both of you. But just like you have, maybe they have an abundance of a creative opportunity that could make you maybe say physical money or abundance, right? You have spiritual insight that they don't have. Like they're not like, they're discerning like you, they're a brother of the cloth, absolutely, but like, you have your own gifts that transform. They take people to other worlds. Like, they just feel like they can travel. There's also just someone who wants to do, yeah, just everything. They want to go anywhere. It's like, do anything type of thing. So, Jimmy's, I'm so excited for us. What did we say? Let's round it back out. You murdered the version of you people bullied. And got a soulmate as well from doing that. Because that version of you, this soulmate would never bully you. They don't want that version of you. And so until you could learn to stand up for yourself, this is both of you. Until both of you can learn to stand up for yourself, you couldn't have this union. Because this union doesn't require you to be like defenseless. Because it is just going to be you two's world. Like, what I'm seeing immediately is like, as soon as you see this person, it's like there's no one else in the world. It's just the two cops sitting in this motherfucker. And that's what I'm saying. Because it's like the heart, the muse, when the muse is, it's like everything. We all just like, who even knows? It's definitely not wrong. It's definitely not the wrong thing that we walked around. But I feel like this is unfinished business because it is 8 of Cups. Reversed 3 of Pentacles. This is a partnership that is supposed to happen. It just wasn't. You didn't know how or why. And again, I think you would even know with this person. It's like, yeah, I mean, I don't think you knew that this contemporary chapter of your life was unfinished business, but I think you have unfinished energetic business with this energy in general. And I think you definitely knew that. I just don't think you, this is good karma, Gemini. It's good karma for you. So, I'm loving this. I'm doing work really well. My husband's doing work really well. Everything seems really healthy and to be flowing. So I'm so thrilled right now, guys. Taking it day by day, and God really told me to be prepared. And I was spending other weeks really resting because I knew you guys were there was gonna time where like my people were gonna really need me, and you guys are really needing me. And I'm actually like kind of bodying it. I'm kind of like able to hit all the marks in terms of what we need to produce every day. So I'm in a really good place right now, actually. So yeah, great. Love you, Gemini.